Let's expand the national security discussion today and focus on the bridge to Europe, and certainly a contentious area for the last 20 years, the nation of Turkey, where its president, President Erdogan, is in a tight election race. And what is the status of the as reported, make or break runoff against his chief challenger? Many of you have watched the various statements made by Enes Freedom on television, in media, on what's going on in Turkey. But let's check in with Dr. Bill Parker, who is the author of Guaranteeing America's Security in the 21st Century. Bill, my friend, this is interesting because of that bridge to Europe, Russia, the EU. There are a lot of factors in play in Turkey, aren't there?
There are a lot of factors. First of all, David, great to be back on your show. Look, Turkey is the second largest military in NATO behind the United States. That's very important. Turkey was willing on its own and did shut down access to the Black Sea at a time at the beginning of this war between Russia and Ukraine, at a time when the Russians were enjoying maritime dominance, and all of a sudden they couldn't get their ships in and out of the Black Sea because Turkey basically shut down the access because they control the Bosphorus. So it's significant. And then if we look at the results today of where they're at, it's interesting. So we can go into those details, but let me stop there for a minute.
Well, no, let's go into those details, and that's one of the reasons I like having you here, is the details matter. You know, the Turkey-Russia relationship, Turkey-EU relationship, and then turning eastward into the Middle East. I mean, this has been an area that, for a number of reasons, has been one of serious concern, but it rarely gets the level of attention it should.
Well, that's absolutely true. This is where East truly meets West. Like I said, it is the second largest military in NATO. There is a relationship that Erdogan has balanced, I think, pretty well between his relationship with his neighbor, Russia, and the United States. He clearly picked NATO and the United States over Russia as the Russians invaded Ukraine. And so that's significant. Now, if we look at the election itself, as of this morning, Erdogan has 49.5% of the votes. Kılıçdaroğlu has 44.9% of the votes. And then Öcalan has 5% of the votes. So you need 50%. You need a simple majority in order to claim a victory. Erdogan did not get that. And this will be the first time in the history of Turkey that a single party, a single person has not gained 50% or greater. And so this will be the first runoff. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to have kind of pandemonium going on as this election spins up to the next level. My personal opinion is that, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
And my personal opinion is that most of the votes that Öcalan currently is receiving, that 5%, I think most of those are going to go to Erdogan. And I think Erdogan will win this. He was very smart in driving his campaign towards nationalism. He has made several statements lately that the United States, and in particular, he says President Biden and Vice President Harris, in Erdogan's opinion, have not been supportive, have not been the allies that they should be, and that he thinks that that Biden has tried to topple him. I've seen no evidence of that, but there is the statement. In addition to being the first runoff and stating the fact that Erdogan has the edge there, it's interesting that the election results, the election participation is huge. They're at almost 89% of all people that are able to vote are actually voting. 89%. That's pretty amazing. And nationalism seems to be a big deal here as they're struggling with their economy, as they lost about 50,000 people to earthquakes this past year. They love their country and they seem to be prouder of it by the day. And so that's why I think Erdogan will do well here as he brings his new warship, his mini aircraft carrier that was just built in Turkey, into Istanbul. I think that makes a difference for him.